My light almost just went out. Weird. Hello, difference makers. As I have said in the past, I believe sharing is more than just caring. I believe that you should share if you believe it is going to help someone. And so today, I have decided to launch a type of video that I would like to make monthly. A DnM with a difference maker. Now, if you don't know what a DnM is, it is a deep and meaningful conversation that happens between friends. And I see you guys as my friends. I want this little corner of the internet to be our safe place. A place where us difference makers, people who are willing to band together to make a positive change in their community, can come and share stories, share opinions, and can hopefully get some encouragement and learn a few things. So I have taken some of your questions and today I'm going to answer them. Now, by no means do I know the right answers, and by no means do I claim to know. I'm simply going to give you my opinion and hopefully give you some helpful advice. So without further ado, on to the first question. What is your greatest accomplishment? I think that one of my greatest accomplishments would be maybe starting this channel. It had been something that I had wanted to do for a very long time, and I started off on my blog writing down all of my thoughts and all of my feelings, and I was kind of beginning to realize how much it was helping people, that whole sharing is caring thing. But even understanding that, I was very anxious about beginning this channel. I had a very clear vision, as I've mentioned before, but I was so petrified. And even now I will admit that when I sit down to make videos, I overanalyze everything and I worry about everything. So I think that's going to be what I would say one of my biggest accomplishments would be. Yeah. What has been your greatest adventure? I think that I would say joining Fine Edge Theatre Company in 2013. I toured around Western Australia performing in primary and secondary schools, and I also did youth groups in churches, and oh my goodness, it was just one of the greatest things I have ever done. In fact, it would be one of my accomplishments. I got to see so much and learn so much, and I did grow a heck of a lot. I was definitely stretched. I guess it's my biggest adventure, not only because I actually went somewhere, as I got out of my comfort zone, but it's an adventure because life is a journey and we're all on it together, and I got to speak into young people's lives on a daily basis, and I know that it benefited them, and I know that it definitely benefited me. That's my biggest adventure. Number 3, what keeps you motivated? Now, I can understand that illness, injuries, or simply the hard to deal with things that come up in our lives can stop us from having motivation to accomplish even some of the most simple daily chores, let alone some of your big passions and goals. But I think it's really important to, 1, set yourself just one goal and accomplish that one goal. Then once that has been ticked off your to-do list, move on to the next one. Secondly, find inspiration. Read and Google and find things that can give you some inspiration to do the things that you want to do. For example, I watch so many other YouTubers, but I do it because I want to learn, because I want to find some inspiration. These are people that are doing things that I admire. These are people that are doing things that I would like to do. And I find inspiration, and it helps me to get motivated. And number 3, get excited. Think about what the bigger picture is. Think about your goal as a whole, and look forward to the future day when that thing is accomplished, when you're living it. Get excited, and you know, motivation, I guess, is excitement and it's anticipation. It's looking towards the future and not to the past or what you've had to go through already. It's focusing on something new. So get excited. Actually, I think I'm going to write a blog post about that. I will do that and put it in the description box below. Will I do that though? Yes. Number 4. Where is your best place to be and why? Now, for a lot of people who know me, I am actually quite an outdoorsy person. I love to rock climb, abseil, I love kayaking and canoeing. I even love hiking if I don't have to have a giant, big, like, backpack on my back full of weights or bricks or just camping stuff. Please, no. I just want to do the walking. Actually, my most favorite place to be in the entire world is on stage, or even if it's just a erected stage, it's just a square filled with people watching. It's still a stage to me, and I love people watching me and applauding me. Yes, as selfish as that may sound, I get a high from hearing an audience applaud what I have said or what I have done, and I'm not ashamed to say that, because actually it's a pretty good thing to know that you are seen, known, and are appreciated. And I feel like if you're the same kind of person, also don't feel ashamed to want an applause. A stage is a safe place where I feel like that's accepted, and, you know, take it in your stride. The stage to me has been my home. I have been on stage since I was 3 years old and performing in my very first ballet recital. I absolutely fell in love. There were so many people in that audience, and it was pitch black dark and you could barely see anything, but I can remember that in complete detail. I can remember everyone cheering, and, you know, yes, they were going, oh, that's so cute, you know, all those little kids up there doing ballet, but to me it was an affirmation saying, you're doing what you have been destined to do, you are doing what you have been created to do, and well done. So yeah, the stage is my favorite place. I feel like it's where you can create and destroy equally. It's where you can uplift and bring down. It's where you can build walls and even let down some of the walls within. In fact, in the comments below, let me know if you are the same kind of person. I'd like to know, because it's an actual fact that most people who are okay speaking in front of large audience are actually introverts, and that's a surprising thing. So I'd like to know, are you an introvert? But can you speak in front of lots of people or / perform in front of people? Or are you just a person that's very outgoing and loves the stage like me? Number 5, what is your greatest childhood memory? I think that one of my greatest childhood memories is when my granddad used to set up a temporary slide, like water slide. I don't quite know what to call it. It was pretty much just a blue tarpaulin on a grass hill with a hose, but to me, a little girl, it was everything. And you know, days didn't get quite as hot as they are right outside my window here in Perth, because I was in Tauranga, New Zealand, but it's a nice memory for me. Number 6. What is your biggest fear? Now, I know that the person asking me this question is probably wanting me to splurge. Splurge is not really the word I'm looking for. What's the word? Give away what my biggest fear is. And my phobia is crazy, and it's one of my biggest kept secrets. So sorry that it's staying secret. I am not telling you that. My biggest fear, stay on topic, Samantha, my biggest fear is that I may not be able to accomplish everything that I would like to. As I've said before, I am moving actually in 2 weeks' time to Sydney to study, and that is a massive step for me, and it is actually quite petrifying to think that I will struggle and will not be able to come out of this with anything. I am really focusing on what one of my 2015 goals is, and that is to have the hope that I am already qualified and are more than capable of achieving everything that I want to achieve. But now I'm beginning to wonder, do I need to prepare myself before I move over there in the next 2 weeks? Because, I don't entirely know if I am ready to study. Number 7, whenever I feel like I'm being myself, I feel like people don't accept me. What should I do? I want to be myself, but I also want people to like me. Okay, person, whoever sent this in to me, and then actually young people in general, I want you to listen up to what I have to say about this, because no, as I said before, I don't have the right answers, but I do have experience, especially in this type of situation. There is something that I'm not going to pinpoint for you right now. I might do that in the future, but there is something that can limit me and can distinguish me from other people, and it can sometimes control my life. And I know what it is like to want to be accepted, to want to be seen, known, and appreciated. But I'm telling you right now, you should never conform and you should never compare. You are you, and you have been created out of love for love. You are special and you are unique, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Remember, it is not your excellence that makes you different, but your differences that make you excellent. You're excellent, young person, and I hope that you're listening and you're watching this and you share this with all of your other young friends. Be yourself. And if the people that you are hoping will like you do not come around to liking you, then they are not the kind of people that you should be wasting your time on. Because there are people out there who do see you, know you, and appreciate you. You do you. That's what all the YouTubers seem to be saying lately. You do you. Number 8. How can I keep following my passion when I don't get the support I need from the people around me? As I was saying before about keeping motivated, one of the things is that you should keep yourself accountable. You should have someone that you are regularly talking to get help. And I can understand that for a lot of people you don't have that. You have these passions and you have these goals and these very big dreams, and there are people in your life who are dream killers. They are people who are creating weeds in your garden. And yes, that might seem like a crazy way for me to explain it, but that's how I think about it. They are weeds and they are taking over, and you need to cut them free. Your passion is unique and special, and I believe for you that you are capable of doing it. If you are dealing with the same sort of thing, if your family, what happened to my light? If your family and even your friends and your teachers aren't supporting you, then go and find someone who is. Comment below if you are struggling with this very situation, because we will be your support. Keep telling us what your passions and your goals and your dreams are, and we'll give you all the encouragement you need. Question number 9. How do you cope with going backwards? How do you not let it get to you? I think my main tip for you today about coping with going backwards is to not dwell on it. Don't get stuck in your dark valley. Don't sit down and think your life is over, because it most certainly is not. You may have taken 2 steps forward only to take 1 step back, and it may feel like the biggest backward step ever. But I'm telling you, tomorrow you will take another 2 steps forward. Yes, you're going to take another step back, but the day after that, you're going to take another step forward. Keep moving forward. That's the key. Tomorrow, you will move forward. Even if it only equates to 1 step forward, that's okay, because the next day after that you will take another step, and the day after that you will take another step towards whatever it is that you are hoping for or working towards. And number 10, the last question for today, is how do you deal with loss? Now, I'm not entirely sure if you would like to hear about how to deal with the loss of a loved one, or the loss of a pet, or the loss of a dream, but I guess one thing that could work for all of those different types of losses is to understand that life is a journey. Everybody's life comes to an end at some stage, and I'm sorry if that sounds morbid, it isn't meant to. I just find it a lot easier personally to think that their life has gone from living on planet Earth to whatever comes next for them. And when it comes to losing hope and losing your dreams and losing your way, I focus once again on the future. Or I guess I actually focused on what I am working on for the future. There are many things that I have wanted to accomplish in my life, and certain things have limited me from being able to do them. Now I can think of it in a practical way, like it wasn't my time to do that particular thing, or I didn't know enough, so I couldn't accomplish that thing, and I've still got learning to do. But the thing that helps me the most when a dream has died because I haven't gotten it, I haven't, had any support from my loved ones and the people that should be supporting me, I focus on a new goal or something that I've been neglecting. So that's my tip for you. If you're dealing with the type of loss that is hope for a better day or the hope of your dreams coming true, put your hands to work on creating something, even if it's small. Now, that is my answers and a few of hopefully my helpful tips for you to your 10 questions. Let me know in the comments below how you think this all went, if I should restructure this, or if you want to have less questions answered but in more detail, or more questions answered but not in so much detail. I want to hear your feedback, and especially I want to hear all of your own opinions to all of the things that were mentioned. As I said in the introduction to this video, this is going to be our safe place, our haven, the place where we can come together and be difference makers together. I hope you really enjoyed this week's video. I hope that you were able to learn something and take something away from this week. If you feel like, even though you didn't personally get something out of this video, but feel like someone else might, share it with them, show it to them, because who knows, maybe me sharing and you sharing my sharing will help someone else. So difference makers, without further ado, please remember that it is not your excellence that makes you different, but your differences that make you excellent. I will see you next week in February. Bye!